important thing is that I used another measuring device and I uncovered what I believe is the rape signal, okay, that they send to the genital chips. Okay, I think I called it electronic rape. Yes, that's exactly what I called, and it already has 12,000 views. Okay, fuck you, MI6. Now, let me show you. Okay, so if you go to YouTube and you type in Stop 007 electronic rape, you will get this video of mine, what the chip signals sound like.
What does
Sorry, this is an advert. Let me just play past the advert. Okay, so now you can see me completely machine gunned in my old office, right? But the important thing is that as I sit at my desk, I show that there's a very faint signal, but it's like an ongoing signal that you can measure with this device that is nothing like anything I've heard in that room or measured in that room before. And the only thing that was novel at that time was that I was just being raped, okay, while measuring. So listen. And this signal, that's, you probably would have to watch the video and listen to it. That is the signal that was brand new, okay, that I hadn't heard before during a measurement. Okay, and it was for the first time that during a measurement I was actually being raped. So I just thought, okay, the rape has been going on for quite some time, and I thought, I want to know how they do this. So I put this electromagnetic meter in my lap, and I thought, whatever is reaching the chips in my genitals must be somehow measurable in this area. Okay, so I just sat there and I was working, and suddenly I picked out this signal, and I thought, hang on, I've never heard this. And that was the only signal that was going through this 20-minute rape session, and it was constant. So what I figured out is that whatever drives the genital implants is not a high intensity beam, because the meter was just reading 3 microwatts per square meter, which is actually very low, right? But the important thing was that it was a targeted signal, and encoded in the signal was the message to drive, or maybe load and drive, I think it's just drive, the chips to keep vibrating in my genitals, okay, and keep pulsing. It's like a current sensation. Basically, they're trying to put my clitoris under current and keep pulsing it, right? That's what they're doing, no big deal, right? If you've got any sort of chips in any sort of, any location of the body, they can only do a certain number of things, right? They can pass current into your nervous system in that area, into the tissue, causing maybe tingling sensation or current sensations or heightened like arousal of that area. Or they can pulse it, give like little mini electroshocks or fast electroshocks, kind of keep pulsing it. Or they can make a chip vibrate, right? Or give this vibrating sensation, or they can heat it, and that's it. Unless they have really wired up this chip with the nervous system, and they're sending sophisticated signals along the nerves, that would be maybe a very sophisticated pain signal mimicking the body's pain signal and stuff like that. So anyway, there's only so many things, and you have to use the frickin' chips to pull it off, okay? So it has to be some electromagnetic signal. And in that measurement, I kind of proved to myself that that is the signal that these guys were using with my implants. And I measured it, and I recorded it, and I published it a year before this defamation campaign. Actually, more than a year, right? So there we are. Okay. So again, MI6 picked the wrong target, right? They were trying to humiliate me about the fact that I said I've got genital implants, and I now have the evidence also under oath from all these victims saying that, yes, they are being raped too. So fuck you, MI6. And then like, oh yeah, and she was even, you know, she claimed that she was being raped while being live on show. And there I am showing that I'm being raped during a measurement, and I've even measured the signal. So, you know, that was 2 strikes. And then, you know, the 3rd strike is that they were trying to embarrass me about having shielding around me, ignoring basic GCSE SE physics, so school year 10 physics, right? And ignoring the fact that Karen Melto Stewart, the NSA whistleblower, also has shielding around herself. So in that image of 4 people, I wasn't the odd one out. Both Karen and I were heavily shielding during every single recording of the Techno Forum. But this dipshit just didn't pay attention. You know, I really think your handlers should have briefed you better. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, if I were in charge of MI6, it wouldn't be such a pathetic shit show, right? I have applied to MI6, you know, as their new chief. I can tell you that on my watch, shit like this wouldn't happen. But anyway, there we are. So what is now really important, and remember that all this show, this episode is entitled, oops, sorry, let me just switch off the video in the background. This